Okay. Oh, man. This game, eh? We're starting to fall out of love with our team and watching this team. I was excited when the lineups came out, but yeah, once the actual game started, I think we kind of fell into a pattern of play that we kind of expected. Um, I'll start here in a second. I'm just gonna wait to get my wait to get some people in, wait to get my chat up. Uh okay. Why? Sorry, I'm a bit out of sorts. I haven't done GBU live in a few weeks. Obviously, I went to London for a couple of days, and I missed last weekend. Um, um, so I'm just trying to get my. Where is? Oh, there you guys are. Okay. Hi, welcome in. Welcome in. Oh God. Oh man. I need to make sure this is actually going to stream the right thing. There we go. Um, I'm gonna probably keep this one quite short and sweet because I don't really want to talk too much about negative results. My majority of the time I like to keep this channel positive, and there was not very many positives to take from this game. So this might be a 5 maybe 10 minute stream. We'll see. It depends on how deep I get into things. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the intro.
Lads, lasses, and the rest of the masses, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mono from Mono CFC, and this is GBU Live.
W intro? Yay, okay, it worked. God. Alright, welcome to GBU. As I said, I'm going to rattle these off relatively quickly because I don't want to spend too much time talking about this. Overall, I think that we kind of just saw the same thing that we've been seeing and have been seeing since Graham Potter was in charge, and that's Chelsea creating loads of chances, Chelsea not taking any chances, and then all of us fans going home disappointed. Obviously, we were a little bit better against teams that are very, very poor, like Luton and Wimbledon, but against any team that seems to have any type of quality, we have been absolutely abysmal. And I don't want to rag on too much about the negatives, so I will start with the goods. As always, I'll start with the goods, I'll go into the bads, touch on the uglies, and I'll go back to the goods. So, for the goods, the first player I'm going to be putting in here, and this might sound a bit shocking, is going to be Mykhailo Mudryk. I think this guy has been scapegoated really, really badly because he played really, really well in that first half and he created pretty much all of our chances that we got. But for some reason, and I have no idea why, we just kept playing it down the right-hand side and not down the left when all of our chances were coming from the left-hand side. We had some great interplay between him and Jackson, which is what I kind of spoke about in my preview. I said that those two have got a good connection. I feel like we need to see it more. And I feel like we're probably playing it more down the right because obviously Levi Colwill is playing in left back, which I will get onto. I will get onto that later, the whole left back situation. But yeah, I think Mudryk in general, I think he in the first half he created two big chances, which was like the most of any player on the pitch. And he is still obviously he's still a bit raw. His touch isn't the greatest all the time, and I just feel like he needs to now keep getting a couple of runs of like a run of games, and he might start playing a bit well. Obviously, we've got some very, very tough games coming up, which might not be the best for him, but I feel against bigger teams we'll actually do a little bit better because we saw towards the end of this game, and something that, again, I kind of highlighted in my preview, is that we play better against teams that attack us and really, really poorly against teams that sit back. So when we're against a team like, for example, Arsenal that's coming up soon, I feel like he might have a little bit of a better time because there's more space in behind, but God, we are going to be in for some very, very, very poor results if he does not keep firing. As I said, I think he was very, very good in the first half. He obviously got taken off. He got substituted within 60 minutes, which I assume is because he's not particularly match fixed. He hasn't played too many minutes, but that was an awful decision, and I don't know why he came off when our right-hand side was the one which we were using the majority of the time and wasn't getting very much results from. let's move into the bad for the first one. And this is, again, this is going to sound shocking, but I'm going to be putting in, if I can find him, where is he on my list? Uh, Here he is, Enzo Fernandez. Now, this might sound absolutely crazy, but the reason why I'm putting him here is because he just wasn't fit enough for this game. You could tell anytime he was running for the ball, he looked really, really shattered. Obviously, we saw him when he came off. When he got substituted off, he was like not even jogging off. He had to walk off because he was so tired. And in general, I just think this is not on the fault of him particularly, but as the kind of system in general, is that he just did not get on the ball enough. And him playing again, he was playing on the left hand side of the midfield three rather than on the right where he's a little bit better. And because we didn't play it down the left hand side, all of the balls which should have been going to Fernandez were going to Gallagher instead. I said I'm not going to highlight every single player that I think was good and bad in this. I'm just going to touch on the ones which I think were like the glaringly obvious ones. So I will say here that I think that the other two midfielders, Ugachukwu especially, and Gallagher were very, very good in this game. But obviously they're just very pragmatic and they're not very creative. Which Enzo is, and obviously he was the one who got on the ball the least out of all three of them, so we didn't really create that much. I'm actually going to save the ugly for a little bit later, because I've only got one thing in the ugly. I've got 5 points for this. So I'm going to leave the ugly till, like, a little bit later. So we'll move back into... We'll go straight into a second good hit, second bad here. And that's going to be for, as many of you in the chat have already pointed out, Nicholas Jackson. And I genuinely, there is an argument for him to be in the red here, because he was absolutely awful. Apart from that one link-up play that I mentioned earlier with Mudryk, he was so poor. And he looked tired, and I don't know why he looked tired, because I know it's because he works a lot off the ball and he doesn't really get found, but he basically did not get many opportunities to show what he can do, and then when he got those opportunities, he was not on the ball at all. He got shepherded by the defence very, very well. Didn't really create much for his teammates as well. He was obviously he's a player who's not really a central striker. He likes playing off the left or playing off the right. He's a bit of a channel runner, a bit like Dom Solanke, who we saw in this game. But just he's getting chances, he's not taking the chances. And when you're not in good form, you need to be taking the chances. And I don't want to rag on him too much, because I do feel like his confidence is shot, because obviously he had that very glaring miss in the game before, and I think that a lot of people, especially in this fan base, got on his back about that. And I think obviously these are young players, they look at social media, they see the outrage, and this is why I try and keep everything positive on my channel specifically, because I don't want to bring people down, I want to build people up. But I feel like he's just gotten in his own head, and he just doesn't have that same confidence that he had in pre-season. Again, that might come if we keep playing this combination. He keeps getting to do those combos with Mudryk, but for this game in particular, I just don't think he was very good. I do want to quickly see, I saw someone say thoughts on Palmer. I did want to suggest that Palmer was... I want to say he was a bit lost. He kept getting the ball, and I was like, okay, this is good. We saw in his first short cameo, we saw that he was quite direct. He liked to play the ball forward, play the ball through, and then in this one, he just decided to run back to the halfway line anytime he got the ball, which was a bit weird. So I don't really. That's why, again, he didn't play for very long, so he's not one of the points I actually have here. But yeah, let's move on to the ugly, and this is going to be. I think everyone kind of knows what this is going to be. It's going to be for Pochettino, because if we're getting to the point where he needs to start getting results one way or the other, and this weird thing, and like we saw the lineup, and we were all like, oh yes, we finally got Mudryk in left wing. We haven't got a left back at left wing, but then Levi Colwill is still playing at left back, so the team just plays exactly the same. The issue is you need to change those two things, and we saw, and in fact, actually, you know what? I'm just going to couple him in here, if I can find him. Levi Colwill. We saw that Colwill just can't play at left back. He was trying his best to get up the pitch, but there was one chance in particular that I think is absolutely criminal, where he finds himself in the outside the 18-yard box in the center of the pitch, and he, instead of passing it to someone who could actually score, he just kind of stops and then passes it straight to Bournemouth, and then they just counter on us. If this is any other left back, like if this is Maatsen in that position, I think that we do so much better, and we could probably score from that chance. And this is one of the things which I'm going to mention about Pochettino here. Why on earth? And I don't like questioning managers, because obviously we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. We don't know what goes on tactically. We don't know whether people are injured or people are unfit or manager fallouts or whatever. But why do we have 3 left backs at the club and none of them are playing at left back? I don't understand it. It is completely nonsensical to me. I love Colwill. He's a great player, but he does not play at left back very, very well. He can't overlap very well, even though he does have quite a lot of pace on him. He can't provide those line-breaking passes through the centre up to the striker, which we know he can do, because he's not in the position to do that, which would be left centre-back. He's not there. He's playing as a left-back. He can't do anything when he's up the pitch, and it basically just makes our team very lopsided. And I'll talk about this more in my tactical breakdown that will come out in a couple of days, but our team is very lopsided over to the right-hand side, and we saw with like Gusto and Gallagher and Sterling, and it just didn't really work on that right-hand side. And obviously our one player that was good was on the left-hand side, and obviously this is really harsh on Mudryk, because he can't perform as well as he would like to, because he doesn't have an overlap. He doesn't have someone occupying the other guy. So he's always in a 2v1 situation. And yes, he's very good at dribbling, he's very pacey, but you can't expect him to beat 2 players every single time he wants to get into a chance or get into an opportunity to put the ball across. Just quickly again, because I neglected to say this, Mudryk should have had 2 assists in this game. Just saying that. But yeah, we've got some serious question marks about Pochettino, and obviously we've got some very tough games coming up. If he does not start turning the results around soon, then I genuinely fear for his job, because I don't think that our club are going to tolerate this amount of these amounts of points that we've got. I believe we've got the lowest or second lowest, I can't remember, points total since like 8 years for the start of a season, and it's abysmal. We've got 5 points out of 5 games, and to be honest, I just feel like we're not going up. And it's weird, because we were so... And obviously it's hard for him, because we do have such an extensive injury list. And obviously, I think it's 10 of our senior players are out. And a lot of them, about 4 or 5 of them, would be in the first team. So I don't blame him too much. But it's like... I understand if you've got injuries, it's hard, but it's weird that he's making these nonsensical decisions. Like, obviously we saw with Chilwell playing at left wing, completely nonsensical when we have 2 other wingers. Colwill playing at left back when we have 3 left backs in the club. Like, genuinely, if you want to play a player who can play in this kind of hybrid left centre-back, left-back role, which Colwill has been playing in recent times, why is Cucurella not playing there? Because that's perfect for him. And then we could put Colwill in at centre-back, and he can actually do his job, which is making line-breaking passes. He's completely wasted out at left-back, and Pochettino has just completely lost the plot. And yeah, again, you know what? I've just seen that as well in the chat. That's actually a very good point. And I mentioned this in my preview. Why doesn't he give David Washington some minutes? We saw that Jackson was playing very, very poorly. Why is Washington not coming on? Why is he not trying to change things? He's doing very, very much like substitutions. Obviously, Cole Palmer coming on for Mudryk, and then moving over to the right-hand side, and Raz moving into the left-hand side. But it plays very similarly. And then, obviously, we don't get a lot of that team before he makes more changes and puts on Maatsen, and then we've got like 3 left-footed players on the pitch, and it's just a complete mess. It seems like he doesn't really know what he's doing, and that sounds bizarre, because obviously he's very experienced. I know he definitely has a plan, but it doesn't outwardly seem like we have a plan, which is the thing which I worry about. It seems like now that we've got all the injuries, like Chukwuemeka, like Nkunku, Wes Fofana, for example, he just seems to have completely lost the plot, and he doesn't know what to do next, and he can't find the solution to the problem. And against teams like Bournemouth, we kind of got away with this. We could have lost. Obviously, we basically got kept into the game for the next person that I'm going to be putting into the good box. So this is a good segue, actually. We got kept in the game by Robert Sanchez, who was absolutely our player of the match in this game, because he stopped us from conceding 2 clear chances. He made 2 wonderful saves. He was claiming every single high ball. He was sweeping really, really well from the back. And without him, we would have lost this game. And I fear in this system, like if we do not kick on and start changing things against bigger teams, like we've got this horror run recently. We've got like I think we've got 3 London derbies. We play Arsenal, we play pretty much all the big teams in a row. If we do not fix up soon, we are going to get belted by every single one of these teams. I'm even fearful for Brentford, which is kind of saying something, and they're a little bit more toothless now. They don't have Ivan Toney, but Mbomo has been absolutely electric, so I'm terrified of Brentford. I can't believe I would be going into I cannot believe before this weekend that I would be going out of this game saying that I am fearful for Brentford. That's the game that I'm scared of. I can't believe it. Oh. Yeah, this game, I tweeted about this. This game was a clear example, especially the first save, I will say. This was a clear example of why Kepa was never ever going to work out in this team, and Sanchez is 100% a better goalkeeper than Kepa is, because that first goal goes in if that's Kepa. I guarantee it. He doesn't get out and make himself big enough. It's frustrating, this whole result in general, because again, we've gained a point, but it doesn't ever feel like you've gained a point, does it? It feels like we've lost 2 points, and against a team like Bournemouth, who are sitting directly below us in the table, we should be winning these games. We're Chelsea. Like, Pochettino said it in his interviews. He says, we are Chelsea, we come to games and we should win games. That's how we should play, but it just doesn't feel like that now, and we are starting to get a little bit of a feeling like we are a mid-table club. And that's awful. It's completely awful to say, because I have been, every single time I have watched Chelsea in the past 20 years of me watching this club, we have been a big team. We have not struggled against these small teams. We have not been as embarrassed as we have been in recent years. And as I said, we really need to fix up against Arsenal and against these other teams, or we are going to get battered, and we genuinely might be in a relegation battle come Christmas. We've got a few, as I said, we've got a few positives from this game. I will say, like, Mudryk looked like he was up for it. With some more consistent play, I feel like he'll crack on. He'll start getting some goals. Obviously, Ugachukwu, I've mentioned before, was very, very good in this game. Sanchez proving why we actually got him, which is nice. But yeah, guys, I'm worried, man. I'm really worried. I like to keep this channel positive, as you guys know. But yeah, I am really worried for the next couple of games. I will go back and I'm going to watch this game again, obviously, when I do my tactical breakdown for the video that will come out in a couple of days. And I'll keep you posted when that comes out, obviously, on my community tab. I always post about when I'm going to be uploading. And I hope that when I go through that match, because this is what happens a lot of the time, I hope when I go through that match that I'll find some more positives from this game, but it's not looking good. It's really not looking good. Anyway, thanks guys for hanging out. I'm going to hit the outro. I'll be tweeting on my Twitter, which is @mono_CFC. If you do not follow me, go follow me over there. That's where I kind of live tweet games and I give my more unfiltered opinions. Obviously on the YouTube I have to be a bit more, a little bit more nice than I do on Twitter. So if you want me to be raging and stuff, go follow me on Twitter instead. Yeah, I think again, I'll quickly mention here as well, because I've just seen it in chat. I think Sterling was good. He has been our best player so far this season. But yeah, I'll hit the outro now, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be probably on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. Peace.
But that was just my GBU match review for this week. Thank you ever so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this match in the comment section below, and if you'd be so kind, subscribe to the channel and leave the video a like if you enjoyed. Don't forget to tap on the notification bell so you never miss a video from me, or check out some of the other videos on the channel on screen right now. I've been Mono from Mono CFC, and remember, in the rain or in the dry, keep that blue flag flying high. Come on, you Blues.